Hello everyone. In today's video, we will continue our second poem, An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum, written by Steven Spender. But before moving further, let's revise what we did in first video. In first video, we briefly discussed about the poet and the poem. This poem is the best example of Spender's political voice. In this poem, Spender expresses his ideological positions on government, economics, and education. The students in this classroom are poor, sickly, and undernourished. They have no chance to change and progress unless they are taken away from there and are exposed to nature and education. We briefly discussed about the poetic style and we covered stanza 1 and 2. And in today's video, we will cover stanza 3 and stanza 4. Stanza 3. Surely Shakespeare is wicked and the map a bad example, with ships and sun and love tempting them to steal. For lives that slyly turn in their cramped holes from fog to endless night. On their slag heap, these children wear skins pipped through by bones and spectacles of steel with mended glass like bottle bits on stones. All of their time and space are foggy slum, so blot their maps with slums as big as doom. In the last stanza, we read that the walls of that slum classroom were decorated with the pictures, some pictures, and out of those pictures, one was of Shakespeare. Now, the poet says that definitely Shakespeare holds no meaning for these poor slum children, nor the world of the rich does them any good. The world is full of attractions, beautiful ships, the warmth of the sun, and love. These are the very beautiful things. They entice these children, they attract these children. Why? Because they know these things are out of their reach, out of their approach. That's why they adopt wrong means like stealing, snatching away others' things, etc. They try to run away from their miserable surroundings. They live in their narrow, crowded lanes or holes. There is no end to this kind of life. It starts from the fog of uncertainty and ends with their death. On the heap of waste, these small children wander aimlessly. And we can also interpret this line in this way also, like on their slag heap. Here, their body, their thin body, has been compared with a heap of waste. It means as the heaps of waste are neglected, avoided, in the same way, these slum children are also neglected and avoided by the rich people of the society. Their bones are peeping out of their skins. Yes, they are so weak, so thin that it seems as if they have worn the skin as their clothes, and the thin and weak bones are peeping through these skins. Their spectacles look like pieces of broken bottles on stones. Yes, they are so poor that they don't even have the proper spectacles to wear. They have worn the spectacles which are made of steel frame and with repaired glasses like the broken pieces of bottle against the stones. And the other interpretation for the same is their weak bodies are lying against the stones like shattered hopes, desires, aspirations. It means their hopes, aspirations, desires are shattered, are lying shattered. How? As the pieces of bottles are shattered against the stones, in the same way, their hopes, desires, aspirations to gain new things, to enjoy the beauties of the nature, to enjoy the facilities of the education, all these desires of these people are lying shattered. Further, the poet says that all their time and space is spent in those dirty and foggy slums. These slums are living hells. They are blots on the world of the rich and the great. The poet says that the pictures which are shown in the classrooms, which are hanging on the walls, and the world map, they are not the real world of these people. Why? Because these pictures, this world map, they are not showing the world of these slum children, the narrow streets. So the poet says that it is better to mark their slums in the map of the world as big as a disaster. Difficult meanings from this stanza: wicked, evil, tempted, persuade, slyly, trickly, cramped, confined, slag heap, pile of waste materials, mended, repaired, blot, to mark with the spot, doom, disaster. Literary devices: metaphor, in cramped holes because their homes are very small, like holes. Simile, in like bottle bits on stones, they repaired spectacles. Alliteration, use of F sound from folk. Fourth stanza: unless governor, teacher, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs break, open till they break the town, and show the children green fields, and make their world run azure on gold sands, and let their tongues run naked into books. The white and green leaves open, history is theirs, whose language is the sun. The poet says that there is no coordination between the map of the civilized world and the world of the children. That's why the poet appeals to the governors, teachers, inspectors that they must abridge this gap. They must peep into the world of the children living in slums. They must make their world the world of the children too. The unsuitable environment of the slums has shut all their gates to the progress. They are lying shut like the underground graves. These obstacles should be broken, Everything that binds them should be broken. They must be allowed to breathe in the open air. Let them come out of their narrow lanes and dirty slums. Their world should extend to the sky blue waves rising over the golden sands. Let the pages of wisdom be open for them. Their tongue may run freely without any check or fear. Only those people make and create history who have the warmth and strength of the sun. Yes, the poet ends this poem with the note of optimism. The poet says that only those people can create the history who who are enlightened and educated. Difficult words, catacombs, azure, and literary devices, metaphor. Books and nature are expressed in the form of white and green leaves. The white green leaves open. So this was the explanation of the poem. Let's discuss about the message that is conveyed through this poem. The poem appeals to the rulers, the law enforcing bodies, and the philanthropists represented by the governor, inspector, visitor to improve the condition of the children in the slums, which can be done through education only. The poem ends on the optimistic note with the message that there are solutions to this problem and a lot of these children can be improved. The poem raises concerns like sensitivity towards the underprivileged, equity, equality, awareness, philanthropy, optimism, determination, and the need to change the condition of these children. Theme. The poem touches upon themes of social injustice and class inequality. It questions the value of education in a slum. It exposes the widespread neglect of these children who are uncared for, like rootless weeds. It gives the readers a description of malnourished children with pale faces, stunted growth, and twisted bones. But the poem doesn't dwell upon pessimism. It highlights the role of the educators and the more privileged class in society to liberate the children and infuse them with human creativity. So, this is all about the poem. Thank you. Thank you so much.